Tune in. This week in car audio. Tune in. We'll be talking about bass, talking about chips, talking about rings. You ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in. This week in car audio. Yeah. Tune in. This week in car audio.
Welcome to This Week in Car Audio with your host, the Judge, Doug Stockton, and movie star, internet sensation, Mr. Jeffrey Fernandez. What's going on, Jeff?
Nothing much. Just chilling. How about you?
Cool. We had Autorama this weekend. Everything worked out good. So you guys can see I am sharing to all of my car audio things. Steve, if you can share to whatever you can share to, that'd be great too. Did you have a show this weekend, Jeff?
No, it was actually last weekend.
Oh, that okay, yeah, and we talked about yours last weekend. So I had Autorama. For you guys that don't know, Autorama here on the West Coast is a big old bad old show. It's awesome. They gated 17,000 people on the day that we were doing our event. And they put us right next to the front gate. I mean, you've been to Autorama before, right,
That's
Jeff?
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so where else in the world do you guys get an opportunity to show off your ride to 17,000 people that paid $20 a head just to come in and check out different rides, and you're the first ones they get to see, right? So that's awesome. Okay, so our guest this week is Steve Sorrentino. Steve Sorrentino. He was back in 2003 and 2004, was a short-time world record holder for Extreme 5 Plus. You want to get us go as talking to him, Jeffrey, while I finish sharing?
Sure. So, Steve, so like Doug was saying, so you were competing early 2000s, was it?
Yes. Yep.
Okay,
Basically, I competed 97 to 2004.
Wow, 97. So was it a particular organization, or you a little mixture of?
I was with USAC and DB Drag.
USAC and DB Drag. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And you were doing Extreme, right? Extreme 5
Yes.
Plus?
5 to 8. Extreme 5 to 8.
Extreme 5 to 8. Okay, that's what it was back then, huh?
8.
So tell us about your ride and what you had in it.
Well, back then I had I don't remember what year it was, but it was an Astrovan. I had 5 MTX RFLs and 20 of the 1500.1s.
Oh, okay. All MTX, huh?
All MTX.
So how was your build back then? I'm trying to think. Extreme cars back in the
early
2000s.
I don't think he was a fourth order back then. He was just a straight
Not
wall or a power wedge, right?
Just a wall. And...
Yeah, it was just
particularly a power wedge, maybe.
Basically a ported box. That's what it was.
Were you converted over to driver side port, subs passenger side, driver side port?
Yep.
Okay. Right now we got Woody McDonald watching in on YouTube. I got Manny Alejandre watching. He says, great show this weekend at Autorama. Hey, one thing I do want to bring up before we get too far into this, one of our viewers is Tristan and Tiffany from Barbados, right? There are Barbados brothers and sisters out there. Let's see. I don't want to get this wrong, so I want to say it exactly how they sent it to me. So Tristan, he went to another island. It doesn't say on here specifically what island he went to. So he went to an event. It was hosted by 6 VI or 6 International Audio. And it was a sound quality, 360 sound. Speakers are installed all over the vehicle, including the grills, bumpers. So I think it's more like the Pankadao type installs. Where, you said you were at Slam, Steve, so it was those noisy, annoying trucks driving around. So that's what they do over in the islands.
The stunt
Um,
walls, I think they're called, right?
yeah,
Is it the stunt
Yeah,
walls?
stunt
Yeah.
walls,
Okay.
the turtle boxes or something like that.
yeah.
I know I'm saying it wrong, but sorry, I don't.
This is a format that was started in the Virgin Islands,
Cool.
and then it's got a huge following in Orlando, with people come all the way from Texas, New York, Atlanta, and the islands, obviously. Let's see, categories they have are just like DB Drag. They start in factory and then go all the way to extreme modified. Anyway, so the car he went there and tuned took first place. He grudged matched the class above his, and the guy kindly bowed out and did not want to go against him. So
Oh,
he must have tuned that car pretty well. He says he's got more shows coming up again in St. Thomas, St. Croix, and St. John's. So if you guys want to check those out, go to check out their webpage, which is sounds. Dude, how come I'm so bad now? Um, what is that? That sounds. You know what it is. Dang it. Um, SQ Sounds. That's what it is.
SQ sounds.
SQ Sounds out of Barbados. You can go to their Facebook page or whatever, and you can see more information about what they did there. So anyway, so congratulations to Tristan on doing that, getting the opportunity to hop islands nowadays, which is nice. It's been, I think he said, 3 years since he's been able to island hop, so which is cool. All right. Now back to our main guest today. I just want to say, guys, if you haven't experienced Autorama, you guys got to do that. We did a great video spot. I think you saw it, didn't you see it, Jeffrey?
Oh,
With
yeah,
the
I see.
news,
Yeah.
we did a great spot with the news.
Oh, yeah, that was
We
super cool.
did we did my live feeds. Oh, Jeffrey, wait till you see what I got coming up with my next live feed. I found a way to transpose the numbers right on the screen, and I think it's gonna work. And if it is, it's gonna revolutionize the way that I live stream my events.
Yeah, that was it was an option, right, on the term lab. I think
Uh,
there might have been one.
So there is, but the problem is when I use that option, it draws resources away from the term lab computer. So I set up a
yeah.
different computer altogether, but I'm going to be able to import the screen from the term lab right onto the laptop screen so that
Cool. Okay.
anyway, so wait till you see what I got working out. I ordered the stuff. It's supposed to be here on Wednesday or Thursday, and I may do a handful of trial runs just to make sure everything works. The audio came out really well. It's only taken me 10 months to figure out the audio on that stuff, but I think I got the audio worked out. Now we're going to work on the visual. And like I said, any of my shows that I do, you can watch them live on Facebook and YouTube. Anyway, so back to Steve. Steve, so
Yes.
you were all MTX built. Did you have one of those big old jackhammers, the ones that hang from the engine
No.
hoist?
I had the RFLs.
That's what the reverse surround, right? Or the
Yep.
surround that was
Yeah.
kind of reversed.
I still got one in my basement
Oh.
in the
Oh.
the Recone.
So the surround went down instead of up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Never really knew if it helped or not, or
it
I don't
didn't.
think I don't think it hurt.
I don't think it hurt
didn't
either. What it helped was your wall. If you didn't have that extra inch and a half sticking out, so you could move your
Oh,
wall
Right,
forward.
exactly. Yeah.
And also, when you reconed them, you had to flip them over to unscrew the ring.
Oh, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why they did it. I believe that's why they did it, because you had to unscrew the ring from underneath.
Huh. That's
Yep.
interesting.
And there was no glue used on those except for the dust cap. It was all
Kinda sounds
bolted
like
in.
the JLs, right? The JLs. kinda
Yeah,
do
the
that
JLs went that
reverse
way with
system.
I
the.
so wish they still did it like that.
It'd be a lot less messy, huh?
Oh, good
The
lord.
CA glue is toxic.
Oh, it is. And here in the state of California, you can't even carry more than I think a pint of it without getting a hazmat certification for your
Oh, wow.
facility. So.
That's why I don't live in California.
Ah, well,
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
we do, or Jeffrey did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He no longer
did he-
does anymore.
Let me
Um,
guess, Vegas.
Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He moved to Texas. I'm considering Texas as an alternative. But anyway, so yeah,
Yeah.
let's talk about your. So you retired from DB Drag. So let's ask what brought you to that decision.
I sold my store and I was in a bad way.
Okay.
So I got out of it, tried to straighten my life out. I got it eventually straightened out, you know, got a new wife, got rid of the old wife, got a new wife.
Uh huh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
took me a while, but I got a nice family now and I'm happy with it. And she actually pushed me back into getting into it.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Good.
Jeffrey and I are still working on our first wives. So we're boring kind of guys, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Hey, but sometimes when you're doing like DB drag, it takes
Yeah.
a lot of your time.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
sometimes you just need to step away a little bit. I mean, I've done
Yeah.
it. Maybe took a year or two off when I was competing, and like I would tell people, hey, take some time off if you need to.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll still be here. And exactly that's what's going on. So.
There was a course of over 3 years when I had a brand new dually. I put over 100,000 miles on it just going to shows
Wow.
because there was nothing up here. There still isn't
So who's going to be your judge up
here.
there?
Anything up in New England. That's why I became a judge again.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
I had my first show Saturday. So, and my next show is Saturday. So
Hitting it
I got to
hard,
get
huh?
it back up here. There's a couple. I've already got my hotel room for World Finals, so I'm going no matter
Awesome.
what. No
Yeah.
matter what place I'm in, I'm going.
All right, Jeffrey, I got to ask who Calvin is.
Oh, is a buddy of mine from SoCal. He's out of the 29 Palms area.
Okay.
He was a big competitor back in the day when we were competing, when I was competing, and I think he's slowly getting back into it too. So.
All right. Well, he says the only reason you're doing better is because you left him for Dana.
Oh no.
So okay, so that's you just left. Life circumstances came. You ended up leaving, and now you're back. Was there anything that really kind of made the decision for you to come back, or just your wife,
Yeah.
or?
MTX actually, they sent me the RFL I got under my house now. They sent me one to test out to see if it still could perform 2 years ago. So I bought a Caravan, put 115 in, did an 8,000 watt amp on it.
Mhm.
And my wife said to me, "Are you going to half-ass this?" I said, "I guess not. Now that you basically just gave me permission. Don't ask how much I'm putting into this now."
Yeah.
But she was good enough. She bought my first two 22Ks for me. She bought them.
MTX has a 22,000 watt amp.
No, American base.
Oh,
American
AB.
base 22. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have
Yeah.
Bobby on here one of these times. It's he's a pretty busy guy, and
He's hilarious.
oh, dude, he is. So I'm trying to get him on here. He wants to come on. It's just a matter of us getting together in time to schedule it.
Yeah. It's hard even to get in touch with him sometimes because he's so busy.
I know. You know what?
Cool.
I think I'm gonna make it a point to get a hold of him and try and get him on here next week. How's
How many companies you know that are that big that the owner answers the phone? That's the greatest thing
Well,
ever.
there's a couple. I mean, American
Yeah.
Base is pretty big, but I would say DD, the owner answers the phone. Sundown, owner answers the phone. So I mean, those are.
I've called DD. I didn't know that was the owner. So
Yeah. So the owners answer the phone there. So I mean,
Yeah.
those are pretty good sized company.
Yeah. Yeah.
RE used to, but I don't think they do anymore.
No.
But yeah, that's a good indication of
It's a good.
how good of customer service they
Yep.
provide. If
Yep.
the owner picks up the phone,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
No, that's way cool. So your wife says, you ain't gonna half-ass this. Well, Jeffrey and I know a little something about not half-assing stuff.
Right.
That's why we did this. So, so you're becoming a judge. So you did a 1X show this weekend, right?
Right.
And
Yep.
what's your intention to become a multi-point judge? 2X,
Yes, 'cause
3X? Where are you going?
At least the 2X because we have nothing in the Northeast. There isn't. Once Sam retired, we had no more judges up here.
Okay.
I'm trying to get Sam to come back. He won't.
You know what?
He
He is
won't.
super busy, and when he's not busy, he's fishing.
I think he's busy fishing.
He
That's why
is.
he's busy fishing.
He's busy fishing.
I would agree with that. That's somebody who probably fishes more than I do, and there's not a whole bunch of those in the world.
Right.
I probably fish 300 days a year. So.
Well, I got a guy on my team. His nickname is Lunkers Landers. He
Uh-huh.
puts on tournaments out in New England here.
Oh,
So
cool.
he might fish more than you. I don't know.
Yeah, I do a lot of fishing. I only do
Yeah.
largemouth bass, and it's literally 26 feet from my back door to my fishing spot.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
that makes it easy.
Yeah,
So yeah,
you kind of got that one. He's gonna tow a boat and everything. You can just go up there.
yeah. All right. So you're gonna come back. I did notice that it said Super Street 1 to 2 for your class this year. Is that the
Mhm.
direction you're going?
That's it. Yep.
So who is that? Is that Rob Collar in Super
Yeah.
Street
That's
1 to 2?
Rob. Yeah.
A lot of tough
I
competition.
actually got his old subs in my Scion right now.
Which ones? Which subs?
I'm running with his old subs.
Which subs are they?
The incriminator wardens.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he
Multiple
stepped up to the
recones.
R3s or whatever now, or R4s or.
Yeah, 21s he's running. I'm only running 18s. He switched over to 21s. I was down there a couple weeks ago at Colliers Call Out,
Okay.
Okay.
but not competing.
All
I
right.
didn't have my vehicle to compete with. Put it that way.
Okay, so one of the requirements to become a multi-point judge is you have to go and assist at a multi-point event. Which multi-point event are you scheduled to help out at?
I'm planning on going to Excess Power. If you could,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think
down in Tennessee.
Kramer does that, right?
Yeah,
Tennessee.
I don't know. I gotta get with Wayne tomorrow and figure out how I go about that. And also I gotta submit my
Event
The-
results for this
yeah,
last weekend.
thank you.
Okay.
Kinda got
So could you so there's other people. So here's what I'm going to say about you. You saw a need for a judge in your area. There's
Yep.
no other judges.
Nope.
Oklahoma, say, or Nebraska. There's no judge anywhere even close to there, right? So
Right.
what would you tell somebody that wants to become a judge in their area or to help grow shows in their area?
Well, if they're passionate enough about DB drag, they could take it upon themselves or talk to a friend about it or just trying to get somebody more involved.
Okay.
And
So
it's easy to start a 1X event.
Exactly,
It doesn't take
exactly.
much money. You just gotta have the magnum, the 2 sensors, the 2 clamps, and it's $100 for a 1X event. Doesn't cost a lot to have an event.
right. So you got to pay the $100 sanctioning fee, right?
Right.
You got to have certain amount of banners, right?
Right. Yep. I think that was
Um,
another 100.
Okay. And then basically, when you're done with your show, you email the results over to Wayne. Wayne uploads
Right.
them for you.
Okay.
And so just so you know, I offer this to all the judges. It doesn't matter where they are. If you ever
Yep.
have any issues, text, call, whatever, me, and I will absolutely help resolve any of the issues that you have.
Well, I got your number today, so I'll be calling you.
I've been doing this 22 years as a judge.
Oh, I know.
So
You were there when I was there.
yeah.
Hey,
So
Doug
trust me.
flexing.
So trust me. If there's an issue, I've had it, and I know my workarounds to get you through your show. And
I
if you
think
ever
you
have,
were a 1X when I was there.
I was a 1X up until 2005,
Oh, yeah,
and
you
then
were
I
then.
became a 3X,
Well,
and then in 2007 I became a 4X.
nice.
So, and then since then, I would say my duties have increased in what I do since then, right?
Right.
So I do
Good.
a lot more involved. But I mean, you can ask Jeffrey. I don't, like I said, I don't try to flex my experience in this and that. When we discuss rules, we discuss them as a group.
Right.
As a matter of fact, we just had a group meeting, like 2 weeks ago, Jeff?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and we discussed a couple of rules, and Wayne got them out, got the answers out, and posted on the website.
More clarifications.
Yeah, more clarifications.
Yeah,
Ray
rules.
Choi called me today about a questionable rule that he found down in Brazil, and we ended up. I agree with what he said. He said he talked to other judges, and I don't doubt that. That's us as a judging group. As you start to do shows and whatnot, you'll find that we're all open, and just ask us questions, and we'll do our best to answer it for you, and we'll try and help you out. So.
Oh, nice to know.
And like I said, I'm
So I
available.
do have a
most
question
times.
for you.
Go ahead.
I do have a question about Super Street for you then.
Okay.
So they said the side glass can be replaced with basically plexi, thin plexi, or safety glass,
Safety glass is what they
Safety
said.
glass. Yeah.
Yes,
and the windshield could be double pane.
that is correct.
Can you use Gorilla Glass on the windshield?
So there's a maximum thickness in the rules, and I don't
And
know
that's
what
it.
thickness Gorilla Glass
Okay.
is.
So
So-
if you can get Gorilla Glass to factory
Yes.
Yeah,
thickness,
or what they
or
say
double.
OEM. OEM.
or
yeah,
double,
thickness.
Right. Well, there's a
Or-
max thickness of what it can be.
Right.
okay.
Right. And
I'm
I
just
don't know what
curious.
that is. And if I did know off the top of my head, I would tell you. So,
Yeah.
but yes, there is a rule for that, and I would pull it up and I would send it to you. But anyway,
Okay.
so that's real simple. Super Street 1 to 2. One thing I would suggest to you, which I do also, is I honestly don't even know what class anybody is in. It's a big deal because people ask me all the time, oh, so what's in that guy's car? I couldn't tell you because for me to judge your vehicle, I don't care what brand you run. I don't
Right.
care what amplifiers you run. You're Super
Right.
Street 1 to 2. Do you have 2 subwoofers in there? We're good, right?
That's
Do
it.
you have the right voltage? Is everything behind the B pillar? Any questions you got about your car, I don't have an answer for.
Right.
So I would make that as a suggestion to you as a new judge. If you need help with logistics, like you send me a screenshot of like a Google Earth, I'll help you set stuff up. I'll tell you what you need. Trash cans. That's something people forget all the time. Is just put out a
Right.
couple of trash cans. That's a big deal.
It is.
Because we've been kicked out of parking lots for leaving them dirty. So, just simply putting out trash cans. And I will tell you, our competitors are actually really good about cleaning up if we just remind them. So, they're really good guys, whatnot. So, yeah. Okay, so that's what got you back into it. What's your plans as far as competing? I mean, are you looking for the 172 number? Where are you going with this DV drag thing?
I'm looking to compete with Rob. That's all.
Okay.
Just give him
170
a little-
plus?
Looking for a little competition with Rob. I'm not calling on a number. I'm not saying nothing. How about that?
So you.
I don't want to be
you're-
embarrassed by the end of the year because he'll turn it up.
You're running his old woofers, and then you're gonna compete with him in the same class.
I'm running his old woofers, but not the same soft pots.
Ah, I see.
Okay.
Yeah, and a way smaller vehicle, I think. But
Then
his
the next
vehicle's
truck?
proven. His vehicle's proven.
Yeah.
So is Gorman's. It's the same vehicle.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's one of the reasons I was down there to call his call out to figure out
Mhm.
what I'm doing wrong. And way back in the day, we used to just take it off pause and play it full blast. And now it's all roll up, and you got to have some, I don't know, what is that called?
Like finesse.
Willpower, not just to crank it all the way up. You're going to
So
slow roll it.
a
now.
little finesse.
Yeah, and I was never one for that. And now I'm relearning because I went through a lot of recones.
Mm.
A lot of subs. I have old T3 TSN NS subs from now
Yep.
Prodigy Audio.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Demuth, Jonathan.
Yep.
yeah, Jonathan built my C-Max bank. and I never ran lithium before. I didn't even know what it was back in the day. It's new, and I'm looking at this thing. It's like 2x3, and it does as much as 40 AGMs. I'm like, what the hell?
Exactly.
And it weighs a third of one of the AGMs.
Before the boss.
Before the bus.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
gotta- I
the
gotta-
bus weighs more than anything else on those things.
Yes, it
Exactly.
does. I got a 235 in here with super caps from Scotty Johnson XS Power, but
Mhm.
those are they're 22 pounds each. I was like, what are these? I went to pick it up, and it was 11 pounds. I almost threw it over my head. I thought it was a regular weight AGM battery. I didn't know because
Yep.
I was running 8-volt train starter batteries in my MTX van.
Right,
We were running up to
and
16
those
volt.
were 80 pounds a piece or something, right?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, they were like 2 feet long with big
Yep.
handles on the side, and
Oh, did you have the North Stars?
I had the
Just
Decas. I had Decas.
Yep.
Right, we got a Deca factory, right? Well, a Deca plant right up the street from us.
Yep.
That's
They're
where I
also the
bought
ones who make the yellow tops and the
Yeah.
the whoever makes that yellow top, blue top,
What was that? Optimus.
Optimus. Yeah,
Op-
Optimus.
Op-
Yeah, Optima. Optimus is
Optima.
Radio Shack.
Yeah, it's an Optimus. Yeah.
Optima batteries. Yeah, we used to train those things and get extra voltage out of them, and you know,
Yeah.
we used to do all kinds
Oh.
of cool stuff. So speaking of what we used to do, any of the great memories from the past, any particular shows and whatnot that you could share with us?
Can you repeat that? You kind of cut out.
Do you have any great memories or shows from the past that you can share with us?
Oh, every single World Finals.
So okay,
Down in
so
Nashville. In
so
Nashville.
hold on. I want to start this off. So since you've left, we've always had World Finals separated since 2007. Okay.
Right.
So this year for our 25th anniversary, obviously, we're coming together for one location, right?
Did not know that. That's
Oh, you
awesome.
did not know that. So so Kentucky is going to be our single location. Now,
That's great.
somebody that's never been to a single location World Finals, which there's not a lot out there now, right? Because you're talking,
Right.
it's been 18 years since we've done that. So tell them some of the memories, some of the things that you remember from having a single location World Finals.
Oh, it was just great. We had tons of spectators. It was the event location was the greatest thing we had down in Nashville.
Oh,
And
Nashville days.
yeah,
Oh,
Nashville
yes.
was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, everybody got along. Everybody could look in anybody's vehicle. Just what do you got to hide? Like open your vehicle up. If you gotta hide something, you're up to something. And we had a couple people like that. I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly who, but there was a couple people that either had pitch black tinted windows or would never open their vehicle. So, but everybody else was like, I hung around with Arthur Turgeon, Shaker,
Mm. Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
and all them,
Shake.
and it was great. We,
Yeah.
even the guys from Frankie Valenti from Toronto, everybody got along. I even hung around with Jamie DeLaPise, who beat me every time I went against him. He beat me.
Yeah. So
But,
so you were a
There was
temporary.
no hard feelings for any of them.
Oh yeah, you were a temporary world record holder until Jaime actually did a run.
Yes. Yep.
Speaking of Jaime, did you see that picture?
Yes, I
he
saw it.
posted with Sam.
I saw it.
They were at some table at a restaurant, and he said something about he's coming back. Or wow,
Thought he was coming out of retirement.
yeah. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I guess whatever class he goes in, I gotta go against him, right? It's only right.
Is that how it goes?
We gotta
I
get him back,
guess.
right?
I don't know. I don't know if the wife's gonna go for an extreme build. Though.
Ooh. Hey, you know what? There's so many extreme cars that are already pre-built and not being used nowadays. It would behoove you, if that's the direction you were going to buy one that's already,
Yep.
at least the shell's done, right? Because, I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of work in the shell.
I actually had mine crushed at a junkyard.
Oh wow.
All right, Lucas.
But if I can't have it, nobody can.
Yeah,
right.
I was just like I said, I was not in a good way, so I just got rid of it.
Mhm.
Okay. So,
Start with you.
yeah, so like part of the thing about World Finals in one location. The competition is cool and that's fun and that's one thing. But in in my experience with World Finals, it's what happens after the show that holds your memories and
Right.
is
You get to hang around with people you've never met.
Yep. But honestly, you guys have so much in common, even though you've
Right.
never met them. It's like your brothers
Exactly.
and sisters and whatnot, right?
And that's what makes us a community.
Yes. And so can you tell me, do you have any stories from that you can share that may have happened, allegedly may have happened at a hotel
No.
afterwards?
Oh,
You know,
probably.
keep names out of it to protect the innocent.
Oh boy, that's a tough one. I remember getting thrown out of a lot of places in Nashville, but I remember who I was with. I ain't gonna say nothing, but we all had a good time, and we weren't from all the same country. We all did the same exact thing and partied the same. It was just all good times, fun, and nobody's feelings ever got hurt when you beat them. It was just a good time, no matter what place you came in. It's like one year I came in ranked first at DB Drag Finals. I lost to Jamie.
Yep.
And the next year I limped in and came in 8th. I still had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It was 1 year removed that I was first, and then I was 8th. And I just got decimated.
Yeah.
Because the senses came into play and I never adjusted.
Oh.
I
Okay.
did not
So,
adjust.
so that was my next question. So the sensors are actually even more different now than when
Oh, I
you
know.
originally came. So what are your thoughts on the new sensors versus the old stick mics?
If you've never been on a stick mic, the sense is fine. If you've been on a stick mic and now you're just transferring over to a sensor, you're gonna be hurt. You're
Gonna
gonna
hurt
be
your feelings,
very
huh?
upset. Yeah, you're gonna be very upset. So
Yeah.
For those of
my sh-
our listeners that don't know, the stick mics were the old audio control mics,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That used to cause a lot of pain and
Yep.
trouble when we
Mhm.
would.
Well,
You know,
lane
use
choice
them.
was crucial, right? One
Yeah.
mic might be 3 dB hotter than the other mic. Typically, they were a couple of tenths difference,
Right.
Yeah.
and it was consistently which one was hot. But I've seen over 3 dB on a mic before on one lane,
Yep.
and that's really brutal because you can have somebody by 2 dB pick the wrong lane, poof, you're gone.
Yep. I've also seen that a different
Is he freezing on you too?
organization's
Okay.
world
A
final.
little bit, yeah.
Someone do a 180.
Yeah, go ahead.
Someone do a 180 in
Oh.
dead silence. So I saw somebody in a different organization world finals do a 180 with dead silence after the burp.
Really?
Weird.
Yeah.
I'm just
it was-
saying, back in the 2000s,
This was like
2003,
98. This was
Oh.
98.
I think
Wow.
the last year we did the stick mics, we may have seen a Super Street 1 to 2 vehicle do a 170.8 or something like that.
I
And
think that was
I
Paul
know
Nelson.
who's-
He passed it, wasn't it?
no,
It wasn't?
that was
Oh.
Steve Azevedo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Azevedo.
And- yep.
He was doing Super Street 1 to 2.
He was doing Super Street 1 to 2, and his car was only about a 164. But he found a way to peak the mic.
No.
I'm just telling you. I
That was the stick mics, right? Isn't
That
it?
was the
Yeah.
stick mics.
Sensor-
Yes, that was the stick
Yeah.
mics, and that's how important lane choice was. Is so I was part of the team
Yeah.
going against him, and our vehicle had him by 2.5, 3 dB. I mean, it wasn't even close. We were by far the loudest vehicle at World Finals, and the person on our team that was designated to watch the lanes, because that's how you did it back then, right? There's somebody that has to watch the
Yeah.
lanes on your team, and he tells you what lane to go in, what lane's hot,
Right.
especially if you're the top qualifier, right?
Right.
So we were number 1 qualifier. Steve was like number 6 or 7. So he won the first round, went against us in the second round, and he goes, 170.8 or something. We're like,
Sick.
no, that is wrong. We know Steve's number. We were helping him test. We know he's 2 dB behind us on his good day. And, yep. And best we could pull off was like a 166 something against him. And poof, we gone. So that was our guy who was supposed to watch the lanes. It was 100% his fault. Anyway, so so when we were at in Nashville, that was 4th Street. That was right around the corner, right? Isn't that what that place
Yep.
was called?
Yeah,
4th
you could
Street.
see. I believe so. You could see where the Nashville Predators play. You could see where the Titans play. Right
Titans,
from the
yeah, I
hotel.
remember
It was
that.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was Hooters up the street. I remember Hooters right up the street.
Yep. And then we used to have a competitor party, right?
Yep.
The competitor party was always good. It was either at a
Yeah.
nightclub or whatnot. So Wayne's actually going to bring that back, Solis. Wayne Solis,
Yeah.
whatever. So Solis is going to bring back. They're going to have a competitor party. They're going to have some giveaways. They're going to have all the same stuff we used to do back in the day when we had one location. So that's really cool. What would be your suggestions to? So like here, the guys in California. There's Brian Nyman. He's been to a one location World Finals, and I think that's it. That is still competing. And Brian Nyman can't compete right now because he's got a medical issue. So that means I will have nobody on the West Coast that's ever been to a single location final. What suggestions would you have for them to get them ready to come out for our single location World Finals?
Just prepare to have fun and meet fellow competitors that have the same mindset as you. Everybody is there for the same reason, just to have fun, compete, win a trophy. That's about it.
Yep. And don't be afraid to ask someone to, just ask questions, right?
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are there. They'll talk to you.
Yeah.
I mean, Rusty will tell you how many times did he, meet somebody at World Finals, and that's what helped him get loud overall. Now, Jeff's team, XSSPL, they were their own thing. So, yeah, Jeffrey, you've been to a single location World Finals before, right?
Oh yeah. My first finals was in Nashville.
Okay. And is there something that you remember about Nashville that I don't want to discredit the different locations for World Finals, but what was one advantage that you saw with a single location World Finals versus the other one?
I think the first couple of years that I went, so essentially we had the competition area, which was pretty much down in the basement, and the competitor rooms were you just took an elevator and you go to your floor and you're right in your room. You didn't have to travel. You didn't have to. I remember we were trailering and then we parked next to the convention center / hotel. I forgot what it was called. Regency might have been.
Hilton, wasn't it Hilton?
It was
started
a
with an
Hilton.
R. Was it Hilton?
It might have been Hilton
Radisson?
Regency or something like that.
Yeah, but and it was like, so everybody was done competing. We just call, okay, hey, let's go down, check out 4th Street or something like that. We'd call the guys and we'd just meet up at the lobby and just walk out to the street and have a little bit of fun outside of the competition.
Right.
Stuff like that. Location was cool.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do a lot of driving. You just drove to get there, right? And then your room was right upstairs, and that was kind of cool back in the day.
I think this place in Kentucky is something similar, where like it was like Louisville, where literally across the street was the convention center or something like that. I don't know a whole bunch about it, but that's my understanding.
I think that's the hotel I got was literally across the street from it. I already booked the hotel, so.
So you got to go now.
I gotta go. Gotta go. I just gotta get my points.
Yep. And for me personally, I had a great time just meeting people from other areas that I never had a chance to meet prior.
Right.
Meet DB Don in person down there, right? I bought subwoofers from him, stuff like that. You guys that on the West Coast, maybe you're running Incriminator. I guarantee Nick will be there. You guys will get a chance to meet Nick Wright. Jonathan Demuth, I'm sure he's going to be there at World Finals. You know, all these people that you may have met. Rusty Flowers, now he's pretty open to being met here on the West Coast. I mean, it's not very hard. You just let him know you're coming over to shop, and he'll be there, and he'll meet with you. But, you know, him and Justin Hankey most likely are going to be there. You know, Roger, I'm sure, is going to be at World Finals. Roger and that guy,
you really
Jeff.
get to see the movers and the shakers of the industry. That's what was cool about World Finals, because, you know, they had booths there too. You know, hopefully we'll get to see that again. We had manufacturer support. You know, they even sponsored, I think Audubon sponsored a bikini contest.
Oh, yeah.
And,
the Hawaiian Tropic Bikini Contest.
Tropics.
Yes.
I don't know nothing about that. I don't remember that.
Who are the judges? Who are the judges for that? Anyways, but yeah, that was another cool thing that I forgot to mention. But yeah, you get to see all the movers and shakers of the industry there, and you know, you get to talk to them.
Yep. And really, you don't just talk to them there. You're one of their clients. Good probability you're going to see them afterwards in a way more relaxed setting and get to know these people, right? I mean, am I wrong?
No, you go there to make connections, you know, and
it's a great opportunity, especially if you want to.
Looking for.
Yeah,
that's what this industry thrives on.
Yep. I mean, especially if you're somebody. Like, if you're going to make a name for yourself at the show, right? You're going to come in, you're going to stomp everybody in World Finals. You're going to demo the hell out of your vehicle, all that stuff. This is your opportunity to show off to these manufacturers and show them that you could be an asset to them and maybe work out some deals for you guys, right?
Yep.
You know, the demo guys.
Really how it works for me.
Huh?
That's how it worked for me at one of the USAC World Finals. That's how I got my van built. I got fully sponsored by doing my own thing for 2 years at USAC. They recognized what I did there. I was able to build my extreme vehicle.
Okay.
And go over to DB Drag and set a world record with their stuff.
Al Romero, he wants to know your thoughts on mixing different size subs.
No.
For SPL, that's an absolute no-no.
No. If you're mixing mid-ranges,
a little background on Al Romero. He actually, I think he's mixing some 15s and 18s, but you know, you got to be the person who knows what they're doing. Like, actually, Chad Geary built Al's vehicle, and you know, he's got it playing really well, even though he's got mixed size subs. I guess it just depends on what your end goal is.
Right.
Right.
You know, but for him, it's working
I guess
out. A lot of people give him slack.
So when
if it works, it works.
Yeah. So when I first started building my first car for SPL, I had two 15s sealed facing up. I had two 12s facing forward in the middle, and then two 10s sealed on the bottom. Each one in its own individual box. I didn't know any better, and I ran all of that off of a Punch 150. So that tells you how long ago that was. And that Punch 150, huh?
Did it sound good to you?
It sounded awesome. I was probably the second or third loudest guy in Reno. I had a Punch 150, a Hyphonics 150, and a Hyphonics 100 to power all that stuff. Had a couple of 6x9s from Pioneer in the rear deck, and had the center dash speaker in the Trans Am, which is common for them, and then had my door speakers. And holy good Lord, yeah, I would never do that nowadays. I guarantee I could put one sub in a car and get way louder than I ever was with those three. Yeah. But I was an idiot. I was young. I didn't know any better. And so I just built these big-ass sealed boxes and kept cutting them down till it sounded like I wanted it to sound. Seal them back up. Cut it down. Seal it up. So, yeah, but that was sealed box days. That was a long time ago. Many moons ago, as they say. All right, so Steve, what are your thoughts on base race, top dog, cyclone formats that you're not familiar with?
I'm not familiar with them. I know base race is you go head to head, not
Yeah.
you race up to a certain DB to
Hmm.
get the closest to like 130, 140,
Right, but
160,
yeah, but
if there's
remember,
not any higher than that.
it's a continuous average, right?
Yeah.
So you
So
as
you
a
don't have to.
judge, you need to understand that because
Yeah.
in today's market, I believe the way to bring in new people is
Right.
through base race and top dog and cyclone.
Yeah, it seems that way. I got
So,
to get more familiar with it.
yep,
Like I said, this was my back when I did DB drag. We had DB drag.
yep, five
Right.
That
classes,
was it.
Yeah.
seven classes,
Yeah.
something like that.
That was it. There was nothing more than that.
Yep. So, and once again, if
And
you,
this show, this weekend, that's what I ran.
oh, that's
Huh?
all you ran was DB drag at this show this weekend.
Yeah, we got rained out. We got rained
Oh,
out. We couldn't even do brackets. It started pouring and wasn't stopping till 2 a.m. So we had to get out of there, and we were in a field. So
so I've been in that situation before at Autorama, as a matter of fact. And I was like, guys, look, we're coming back tomorrow anyway. Let's finish brackets up tomorrow. No, we're fine sitting in our cars. You just keep going out there. They didn't
no,
care about me at all.
no, it wasn't that me that packed up. It was everybody else that left because the field we were on was kind of hilly
Okay.
Oh.
and it's grass, and a lot of these cars are heavy.
You
They
think?
making it up the hill. I couldn't even get my Scion. When I got on my trailer, it was barely wet. My Scion started sliding back and forth on the trailer
Wow.
from spinning the tires.
Wow. Let me.
I was like, "God, this is ridiculous."
I'm gonna pull up. Speaking of judges and whatnot, and becoming a judge, Ray was he was doing training for judges this weekend. He was doing an event. He said it was really good. They haven't had any shows for 3 years, so they lost. They used to
Yeah.
get. They had some pretty good momentum prior to that. So they only had 13 total competitors. But hey, it's their first show. He was training two judges. They were Javier and Luis. And of the 13 competitors, they set four world records: Pro Stock 2K, Pro Stock 5K, Pro Stock No Limit,
Well,
and Extreme class. So they set records in all those classes, and they introduced Top Dog and Cyclone to the Brazilian people, so that they now understand those that format.
That
So,
format. Yeah.
we are trying to grow as a DB drag and car audio competition because we want to share with the more people we share with, right? If we get those guys from Brazil ship their cars here for World Finals too, I'm sure you remember, Steve Oki used to get a rent a car
right.
every year, so he
Build
would
on it.
compete all year, then get a rent a
I think.
car, fly across the ocean, get a rent a
Yeah.
car, build it, and then compete with that rent a car.
Yeah.
I think a couple of times he actually brought his car from Germany.
He brought it,
Yeah.
I think, one
Yeah.
time.
Was that one time?
Yeah, he had that like box truck Marabella thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
I
That must
know.
have been after me.
Yeah.
But last Germans I remember that were there was it that VW bus, the gray one?
I don't remember that
I
one.
think it might have been a. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It was almost like a Toyota. I
Oh,
think
was it?
van.
I
I think
remember
it
the
might have been.
VW yellow one was
Yeah.
the Zapco van with the Sherman
Right.
Vegas or
Right. That was
something.
Big Jim. I think that was
Yeah,
Big
that
Jim.
was
It was
Big
called.
Jim. But
Yeah. Back in the
uh,
day.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah, the last
then
one, the
it
Germans,
was
they had that.
BS sound maybe. BS.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was
it was gray
TBS.
with blue
Yeah.
writing. Yeah, it was BS. Okay, so my memory's not that bad. It's there. I still remember some things. I can retain some things.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was back when the overseas guys were bringing their vehicles
yeah,
over,
two,
and
Yeah,
3 months in advance.
yep.
yeah,
They'd sit at
yeah.
port forever.
Yes, they would.
And we'd still be working on our vehicles to try to catch them. And in that BS van, no one ever did. Well, they did now, but it took a while.
Yeah, the what was it? The guys from Finland or whatever, with that black Volvo, Hal.
Oh,
His
okay.
his was loud as hell,
Yep.
and I asked him about it. He goes, dude, we live in ice. There's nothing we get to do like half the year, so we just think
Right.
about and work on our car for
Right.
8 months straight. How is it not going to be the loudest in the world? So yeah, that's what
Right.
he used to tell me back in the days.
Yeah.
But anyway, we are running up. We're at 50 minutes right now. We got some other things to talk about too. You want to hit him with the last question to him, and then we'll talk and finish up this
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. Hey, Steve. So, we want to know what your definition of a bass head is.
I'll say someone that's dedicated and just wants to keep getting louder no matter what if it's demo, if it's SPL vehicles, if they
Mhm.
just strive to get louder and do what they can without going broke, honestly. 'Cause this sport can
That's the
make
hard
you
part.
broke.
Yeah.
I'm looking at I got subs all over my garage right now, and a year ago they weren't here. I
Yeah.
had my Mustang in my garage a year ago. Now it's in storage, and now I got a Scion that's worth about
Man.
$1,200. Besides, never mind minus the equipment in my garage,
Oh
and
yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Did you see that meme that was on Facebook the other day? Something about like jewelry,
speakers,
and it said this is expensive, and then the turbo guys are saying
yep,
that's nothing. Check this out, and then the SPL guy was like, hold my beer. You know.
yeah. There's something like hold my beer, and
Yep.
yeah,
And
yeah, yep.
Yep.
And I
So.
have the bottom two. I have the bottom two hobbies. the fast cars and the
oh.
car stereo, and fast cars are being put away right now.
Okay. Yeah, the fast cars aren't cheap either. That's for dang
Nope.
sure.
Nope.
I'm kind of still working on mine pieces at
Yeah.
a time. I just don't have time, so I got to pay people to do it. And um, since I'm not pushing on those people, they aren't pushing to get it done, you know?
You can still do that in California.
So my whole family lives in Reno.
There you go. Never mind.
So I'm just saying, um, the parts I have may, I may be saying this just for comedic effect. Some of my parts may have came across the border illegally.
oh no. Feds are
Whatever you
listening.
need, I can ship you.
Nathan
Yes.
Munson told me he'd come out here and help me add a couple turbos to it if I wanted. Anyway, hey, speaking of
Yeah.
which, if you guys know Nathan, or I mean, you guys have definitely seen him if you've been part of this show for a while. He's going through a little bit of a hard time right now. He's been in the hospital for the last few days. Keep him in your thoughts and prayers. He was scheduled to get a kidney transplant, and
Right.
things did not go well prior to the surgery. So luckily, it wasn't a transplant-related problem. It's previous to that, so keep him in your prayers. I'm sure everything will work out. It took him a long time to get the donor match. Now he's got the donor match. Now he's got to get healthy enough to accept the new kidney. So all that stuff's awesome. I really, like I said, he's one of the smartest dudes I've ever met in this car audio stuff. And whenever I hang around guys like that, he's I like to be the dumbest guy in the room. And whenever I'm with Nathan Munson, definitely feel dumb. So that part's all good. I enjoy. I mean, like I said, he's a good dude. Keep him and his family in your prayers if that's where you guys go with this stuff. Um, Steve, how do people talk to you, get a hold of you, have you do a show, whatnot? What's the best way?
Okay, just call me on my phone, 401-480-6657.
Okay.
Or
Um,
email me either way.
email. What's your email?
SLS073@verizon.net.
Verizon.net. Didn't
Yep.
they
I'm
stop
still
making those? I still have a People
Dude, I'm
PC.
still on AOL.
oh no.
I still have a
Milo?
People PC email that I haven't deactivated yet.
Oh,
I don't even know what that is, but
So
Me
that was the
neither.
first one. Like it was like TiVo. It hooked up to your TV. It wasn't even a computer, and you can only use it to surf the internet or go to chat rooms.
wow.
So
Still got
um,
MySpace too.
No.
I never did a MySpace,
Me.
but I look at MySpace every once in a while, and there's still people active on it. Not many, but there are
What's up?
people
Like
active on it.
now?
Yeah, like
Wow,
now. I don't
Oh.
know what they're doing on it being active, but they're there.
that's funny.
Yep. And you know, and the other thing is, I can relate to you. So another love I have is bowling, as most of the people that watch this and listen to this
Yep.
know. And you know, I took 22 years off of bowling. Family stuff, you know, it was time to do other things in my life. Now I'm back to bowling. I'm actually on May 13th. I'm going to go try and bowl a professional tournament. I bowled my
Oh,
first
oh,
300 the other day.
nice.
We
Yeah,
got,
nice.
you know, I'm going like you. You know, uh, I told my wife when she said, "Hey, do you want to join a bowling league?" I go, "You do realize what you're saying, right? I just want to make this clear before I join this bowling league where we're going with this, because you know I competed at a professional level back in the '80s and not
Really?
and the first '90s, and like I said, um, you know, when she said, "Hey, you want to join a league?" I was like, just I'm
Yep.
not gonna half-ass this thing.
Right. That's you
Uh,
can't do it.
so
Keep doing something half-ass.
so
No
here
more.
I am buying 2-3 bowling balls a month.
No.
I'm bowling. You know, if you bowl a league, you bowl 100 games a year. Okay, that's what a league is. Okay, I bowl 4 leagues. And
Ooh,
then on top of that, I bowled so many tournaments last year. I bowled 565 tournament games, not
wow.
including my practice. So I'm just saying, I understand the
Yeah.
I ain't going halfway into this thing. So you know that's how it is. So what areas will you be judging if somebody would like to have you come out and judge a show for them?
Down in Pennsylvania this year. I mean,
Pennsylvania.
this weekend, and I'll cover all of New England, New York, and I guess Pennsylvania if I need to.
Okay. So
Yep.
I told you we do have we get like 30 downloads a week out of New York area.
Okay.
So definitely, if you guys are in New York and you guys want to have a show or you have a location to
Yeah.
have a show, get a
Okay.
hold of Steve here and
Yeah.
we'll teach him about base race and whatnot. And
Yeah. I gotta learn.
yeah, and I promise you, once you learn base race and top dog and whatnot, you will find that that'll be your bring people in,
Right.
and then guys that want to get super serious, they'll go into the DB drag
Yeah. That part I
and
kind of got down. That didn't lose memory. I didn't lose memory on that.
and
But it's funny you brought up bowling because my wife's at her bowling um dinner.
oh yeah, the
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
award
we're at dinner
ceremony or
right now.
whatever.
Where a bunch of girls just no, they're probably just drinking at the bar. So I don't know. Maybe eating something. I don't know. But it's funny.
Do they have
Had a,
seasons too? Kind of like sports does? Like, is it a
So yeah,
certain range of months?
bowling goes August to May, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
34 weeks long, and then they have
Hmm.
the summer season, which is only 15 weeks long, and that
Oh,
starts
okay.
April, you know, April-ish to early August at latest. We
so
usually
you
get
get
2 weeks
3
off.
weeks off.
So you usually get 2 weeks off after each season. So you only
Yeah.
take 4 weeks off of the year, other than holidays.
Cool.
It's that's a lot.
So,
Damn.
so I bowl 4 leagues.
Yeah.
I practice one day, and I bowl. I try to bowl 2 to 3 tournaments a weekend.
Oh, nice.
So, but I've gotten way better, and I continue to improve, and therefore I kind of enjoy it. Just saying.
Damn. I hear Alan Riley. You remember Alan?
Yeah.
Me and Alan talk often. Um, But that punk,
from
he gets the
I had to
bowl.
say,
Yeah, he gets the bowl with some PBA Hall of Famers though.
really?
Yeah, every week.
Oh wow.
So professional bowling Hall of Famers, and I mean that's really tough. Oh, and those professional bowlers actually have a podcast too,
All right.
and they talk about Allen on there all the time, going, he's only only shoots a 200 average, but when he bowls against me, he shoots 250 and 260.
You're
So
closer to 3.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's well 260 means you only miss 2 strikes
Yeah.
out of 12. So, and if you're averaging 260, that means you miss 6 out of 36, which is not a lot of misses.
Right.
Um, but anyway, yeah, like I said, it was great meeting you, Steve. Hope you guys learned something. If you guys need a judge out in the New England area, Pennsylvania, New York, please contact Steve. We're going to try and get some more legends on here to talk about old times. We did have Bobby Riley on because Alan was busy bowling, so he didn't come on.
Shocker.
Yeah. so we got Bobby on a couple weeks ago. And Bobby's a good dude too. I mean obviously the Riley brothers, right? So
You're gonna try to get Shaker on. That'd be funny.
oh, you get me in contact with him, I will have him on.
Yeah.
And I will tell you
I'll text you his number right now.
all right. I will tell you, I did talk to Danny Britton, and he said,
Really?
"Are you sure you want me on?" There were some problems with Danny through the days. I'm just saying.
There's problems with everybody back then,
There were, and then I forgot the guy's name, but he went by Porn Star.
I don't remember him.
Oh yeah, he had a big old star on the side of his shoulder, and it said porn above it, and his actually competition name was Porn Star. Yeah, and I can't remember if he was like Extreme 2 or something, but he was actually a legit porn star that competed in DB Drag.
Really?
Yeah. So, I'd like to talk to him because, man, I bet he's got all kinds of inappropriate stories to tell on this.
It's a family show. We'll have to do
If he
after
did 1
hours.
to 2 back in the day, I'm guaranteeing that Shaker could tell you who he is.
Yep. And then Jaime De La Paz, I'm gonna talk to him about coming on again. Because he's coming back, right? So let's get some of the legends out here. I mean, we've had Gary Killian, Don Hebig. Oh, Arthur Shaker Turgeon.
Yeah, Shaker.
Here's his home number. He sent me his home number.
Oh.
Yep.
You better warn him that I'm talking.
It's
I'm
like
gonna
2
call
hours
him.
away.
You better warn him that I'm gonna call him.
I will. I'll let him know.
All right.
That's funny. I gotta watch that one. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk to him. Maybe I'll get him on next week, right?
There you go.
Anyway, I do appreciate you for coming in. Jeffrey and I were talking. We do have a basic price structure set up. We got to put it on paper. Right below myself, right below Jeffrey over there. Oh, right over there. We have those spots available to pick up sponsors. We'll put sponsors on here on our podcast. If you guys please would help us out, share and like this thing. If you enjoy the content, share and like us on YouTube also. Let's grow the YouTube channel. It'd be awesome to see that thing grow. We did get a lot more views on YouTube. Typically, I only have about 3 or 4 views on YouTube when I'm live, but this stream I was holding pretty steady at about 9 or 10. So I appreciate you guys watching on YouTube too. We do have the Facebook thing. If you guys want to send us a tip, remember Jeffrey and I are going to share that 100%. You can send it to us at Venmo at SonicFX and Cash App $SonicFX, and just put in there tips for the host or podcast or anything like that. We'll split those up. Costs do get incurred. We cover the cost. If you guys don't pay anything, we'll still cover the cost. We do this because we think it's a benefit to the car audio community. We hope you guys enjoy this. Hope you guys learn something. Jeffrey, what do we got coming up for you?
Next show I have at Crossfire is going to be Saturday, May 21st. Still working out the details on that. I got a couple of guys from SoCal hitting me up wanting to do an event. I think it's sometime in August. Some of the Team Gorilla Hertz guys, they want to do a multi-point event down there, multi-org. So they just need to get that worked out. I've been approached by a couple of promoters in Oklahoma wanting to do a multi-organization event as well. So be on the lookout for that. Everything that I get on the calendar, I'm going to let you guys know about first, and so hopefully it'll be a busy year.
Yep, and we also have May 21st down in Hollister area for you guys out in Fresno in that area. It's not that bad of a drive. We don't do the multi-orgs with Sonic FX. I only do DB Drag. Man, I couldn't imagine doing multi-orgs with, because I'm already getting, 55, 60 entries. Man, to add another organization, I think would be tough for me.
The logistics on that, it's really tough, but it's doable. I think you were there for Slam. Slam was multi-organization.
Right, but you have multiple judges.
Yeah.
And you don't do multiple judges when you do yours, right?
Right. No, it is multiple judges. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, if that's the case.
Why.
Oh, speaking of which, Autorama last weekend, next year of April, we will do Autorama again. And I am strongly considering bringing in Ray Pimley so we can do multi-orgs. So we'll have Ayaska and DB Drag at that event, most likely.
Cool.
For you guys that are interested. Nice. So, all right, guys. What show are you going to be at next, Steve? Or do you have a show that you're going to go to?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a 1X event up in Fairfield, Maine on this Saturday coming up at Exclusive Auto Sound.
All right.
And Amp Lab, yep.
All right. Well, make sure to tell them to tune into This Week in Car Audio, when you're there, and help us grow our channel. If you ever have anything question-wise, more than welcome to call me, and I will help you out. Also, if you have some big event that's coming up or whatnot, Jeffrey, before he was a guest, before he was a host, we brought him on to talk about his events, too, when he had some big events coming up. So, this is about not just the West Coast or not just Texas. This is about the whole world, and we want to, we want to make car audio a better place.
Right.
So
I agree.
If you guys need anything or whatever, just hit me up. If you guys have a suggestion for a guest, you can hit me up in my messages. You can hit up Jeffrey, call Jeffrey, me up myself. Let us know with a guest that you might think would be awesome to have on here. We'll try and get them on and see if we can't do that. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys again next week at 5:30 p.m. California time. Once again, the only time that does matter. But we appreciate you guys tuning in, and hopefully we get to see you next week. Once again, thank you from This Week in Car Audio.